A warm welcome back on the AM show, and on Wednesdays we highlight business. We call it AM Business. In today's installment, the coronavirus pandemic has exposed businesses, small and large, to the critical need for either innovating or dying. That's been a particular lesson for Nabia Boache Dankwa, CEO of Nabia Bassinets and more. In this edition of AM Business, Charles Aite tells the story of how young entrepreneurs like Nabia have capitalized on the global pandemic to expand their business and remain relevant.
What exactly is Nabia's story?
7 years ago, I found myself unemployed.
Really?
Yes. And being unemployed in Ghana, you have to find something and do.
Yeah.
So I was in between jobs, stayed at home. Then I realized that I could sell something, and I wanted something different, not the usual rice, drinks and all of that. So I went to the Switchback Road, spoke to a couple of people. We made unique designs peculiar to bassinets, that is Moses baskets for babies. And we started from there.
So that was like how many years ago?
That's 7 years ago.
7 solid years ago. It doesn't look on your face at all.
Thank you.
It's been a journey of mixed feelings. So help me understand what happened in the span of these 7 years.
So in the span of 7 years, I realized that the Ghanaian consumer wanted more. They knew that you could make Moses baskets, but they wanted somebody who could serve as a bridge between the Moses baskets and furniture, because they also felt that if I could work with artisans to make baskets, then I can work with them to make furniture. So I moved into rattan furniture. So I was making chairs, sofa sets, dining tables, all of that. Then they wanted more. Yes, the Ghanaian wants more.
We always want more.
Then I branched into full-fledged furniture, which actually took up all the space all the time, and I had to leave the rattan behind.
So you did all this by yourself?
Yes, by myself.
Wow.
Yes, by myself.
So walk us through the journey as we make our way to the very first station. Okay.
Yeah, so in learning about furniture, I had to go into the basics. I had to do lots of research. And the good thing about my kind of research was I didn't sit behind the computer or go on. I did all that at a certain part, but I basically went into the market because I realized that there were industry players inside the market. So I went to them, I went to talk to them. And because I was speaking to them at their level, I didn't come with any, I'm so educated, I'm so higher, I'm whatever. They listened to me. So
you started on the back of humility, having to come to the level of those who knew the job proper so you could understand. So I want to get it clearly. It wasn't the case whereby you enrolled in a construction institution or a technical university to get the wherewithal to run this business.
No. The construction bit came from where I used to work. I used to work with a free zone company where we used to sell industrial land, and also we used to build warehouses. So that construction bit, as in this X number of bags of cement can build a warehouse, that I knew. Learning curve with workers, finding the right workers who are loyal to the team, the dream, the vision of you, the entrepreneur. I had to go through that as well. So that also was there. And also I myself made certain decisions at that time, what I thought I could, but I didn't have the capacity then, and it was just exuberance. It was good, but I had to kind of go through all those rites of passage, because that has sustained the business from that time I started till now. Yes.
That's so much to munch on, but let's check out what exactly is in there. So we're currently going to check up one of it's a workshop, right? Yes. We're going to currently check out one of the workshops, and I can see the gentleman already busy doing this stuff. So what exactly do we have here?
Okay, so this is where we do the upholstery, Nabia, bassinets and more. There are 3 major things that we do. We do upholstery, we do reupholstery, and then we do furniture from scratch. So right here is where we do the upholstery and the reupholstery. Do you want me to break it down?
Yeah. So, in any way, as you're about to break it down, so this is where all the magic happens, right? The engine of Nabia.
Exactly. So upholstery is just furniture made from scratch. So that is the shape of the chair, shape of the sofa. We use wood to frame it. Then we apply the foam, that's the foam work. Then we sew and cover. The reupholstery is when you've bought your chair already from China, wherever, Turkey, Dubai, wherever, and you're like, it's worn out, like what we have here. Then the customer says, I don't like it again. The frame is okay, but the cushions and everything is saggy, it looks dirty. Change it. That is reupholstery.
So I see cushions around. If you could walk and have a feel of these cushions. But before that, I mean, with these chairs, what's happening to them?
Okay, so these are chairs that we are making from scratch. They are called wing chairs.
Wing chairs.
Yes, you know these chairs that you sit in. I can sit in it and show you.
Really?
Yes, you can sit in.
Seat.
Yes.
I hope it's safe.
Yes, it is. There are no legs, but yes.
I see.
So these are wing chairs where you can sit, watch TV, or maybe your reading room, just you alone in your corner. The legs are not attached, but this is an example of make from scratch. Okay. So we do the frame, then we apply the foam, then we just sew and put the material, whether leather or fabric, on it. Every client, as I said, the Ghanaian knows what they want. So because of these apps which are now there, the house, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, they go and Google wing chairs. If you Google right now, you see 100 designs. So they come and say, okay, this will fit my house, this will fit my room, this will fit my office. So they come.
So Nabia, we're currently on our way to a different powerhouse of yours.
Yes.
One interesting thing that I noticed when I came here is that the place looks simple, but out of this, based on what I see on your website and everything, they're so majestic. How do you balance simplicity to complexity? That's what I see on the screen.
How do I balance? I think it's mostly understanding what the customer wants and also understanding what is available on the market. Okay. Yes, if you understand what the customer wants, if you understand what you are able to do and what is available on the market, you'll be able to merge both worlds. Because the thing is, you have to blow the customer's mind beyond expectation, but you have to do it within a certain context. So you have to understand the context, or else you're
going to lose out of the whole game. So what exactly is he doing currently?
Okay, so
I see him designing some stuff.
Yes. So recently we've decided to do our in-house products. Okay. We realized that most customers or the homes I have gone to furnish, I realized that storage is one of their major problems. Okay. Yes. So
as in storage.
Yes, okay. Storage. And most of these are young couples who have kids between the ages of 18 to about 4 years. So there are toys all over, there are things scattered all over. So I came up with an idea that, okay, why not create a storage, like I call it the avian storage.
The avian storage.
Yes, where we can have toys and whatever put inside. They have wheels underneath so that we can wheel it around. After the kids play and they've scattered their toys, they are gone to bed, you just pile everything in and just wheel it to somewhere across the room. Yes. So
it keeps the room tidy, you know, especially when you're having toddlers and, you know, little children around. But I've noticed one thing about you, Nabia. You're so good with naming. Where do you learn that from? I just heard, is it what, avian?
Yes.
How did this all happen with the naming of most of your products?
Do I even know? Okay, so
is it key in pitching yourself out there as a construction company?
That's the word that you use. You have to pitch and have to make your product attractive, because at the end of the day, there are about 4 people that I'm competing against. I'm competing against the foreigners, the expats who are into the carpentry industry here. I'm dealing with the importers who import finished products. Then I'm dealing with the retail giants who also have their own retail, and I'm competing against myself. There's no there's no big factory going to employ them. There's no big. You give me one big factory employing carpenters now. No, there's no big. If there was an industry, if we were producing, maybe you have X industry in Sawam producing wardrobes, Y industry producing beds. That is where everybody would take their pool of human resource from. But we don't have that. We have the private ones who are like me, who are trying to set up but the private person, you are now competing with imports from China, from Dubai, from Turkey. So you fold up if you are not strong. Yeah.
Well, when I came to your office, one thing that caught my mind were some writings on the wall. And before we started this interview, I was asking you, what exactly are these writings and what exactly do they mean? So I think it's now time for us to get to know the story behind these writings. But what exactly inform these writings on the wall? First of all, a little bit of, thumbs up. You have a nice handwriting. So tell me, what exactly are the stories behind these things?
This actually is what I'll call my mood board.
Your mood board?
Yes, so if we could count, so this is all that has happened in my life concerning my work. So how I'm feeling.
These mostly summarize your accomplishments for the tasks that you set yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's one, if you can see, fail forward. Mm-hmm. So I didn't do a good job. Okay. So I'm like, okay, what are my lessons for it? I failed forward. That means it's not going to happen again. Okay. I'll make sure I don't repeat it. Okay. There's speak up. There are times when the client kind of shifts mood or setting, behaviors crop up, and we tend to keep quiet because we're like, he or she will not recommend us again. But sometimes you have to speak up and tell the client that if we do it this way, it is better. So speak up is a reminder to me that speak up. Then there's small victories. So
small victories.
Small victories.
Okay, that's it.
Yes. Okay. So this is. I remember this particular job. We delivered 4 beds, and they were so beautiful, and I was so excited. But the delivery, the truck broke down on the way. Yes.
My God.
Yes.
Did it affect the furniture?
No, it didn't affect the furniture, but I had to get another truck to transport. Look, it was so for me, the smile at the end of the day, or the lady's face, that was my victory. So my small victory was, look.
Even despite the challenge,
exactly, I got to deliver.
But let's talk about the the interesting descriptions. I see ghosting. What happened? Your client ghosted you?
Oh yeah. It happens all the time.
How did the client ghost you?
Oh, they'll come. They'll come to you with all their requests. You do the invoice. You send it to them. Now you're calling them.
They're not paying.
You've done your budget according to that project. Oh, it's very sad.
That's so bad. Okay, which other interesting thing do we have here? I think I saw some interesting one. Okay, what about no reactions? What happened to no reaction?
So no reaction was when I had to get rid of staff. It gets to a point when people feel that without you, they cannot. How do I say it? You cannot complete your task. So I sacked this particular worker, and he left, and he came back and came more angry and was saying all sorts of things, and I didn't react. I was surprised because I could have gone.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was like, no reactions, just keep it in and just move on.
This is indeed a mood board that I think everyone would have to have in the course of their way. But what about the important part of aspire and belittle? Let's start with belittle.
Yes. So belittle is people looking at you that you don't have this huge showroom, you don't have this huge business with these trucks and all of that. So they're talking to you from a position of you are
Belittlement.
yes, belittlement.
I see.
And you have to be able to, as a business owner, you have to have the additional task of listening and deciphering all those moods. So it will help you to know how to progress with a client. It's not that you get that mood, then you are rude or no. It's understandable. I'm not on the Spintex road with all the big guns and all of that. But at the end of the day, you decide to come to me. Yes, so when they are belittling and doing that, you just politely tell them that you still came to me.
But in the midst of all these, mood assessment thing that you have here, lie the issue about the future, the prospects you have for the future, the dreams you have for the future, using social media and transforming your own niche of business. So walk us in just a minute or so what the future holds for Nabia.
Well, the future is bright. Last year I launched a wood polish. It's on the table. I could show that to you. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. So I launched a wood polish. I realized that people have wood in their homes, wooden products, cooking products, chairs, tables, all of that, and they don't have anything to restore the shine and the polish, the lash when it all dries away. So I did some research and I went to FDA, got it approved, and had it in one of the big stores in this country. So this is something that I know I can sell beyond the shores of Ghana. So this AFCTA, which has come into Ghana, is something that I'm really, really excited about, because products like this and the value chain on even my wood polish, there's a lot of products which I have in the pipeline. So I'm just studying how this will work on the market, and I'll expand on that. Aside that, I mean, reupholstery is something that I've realized that people really want in their homes. The furniture is not spoiled. It hasn't gone bad. It's just the covering. It's just the foam. And I have the ability to change it for a reasonable sum and bring to you. And that has really, really caught on even during the COVID. So the future is bright. The future is bright.